he writes about, the reality of Singapore. It's more than the food and the price you pay. It's the friends you're living with every day. Words like that. Or the sea's getting further each day. Which is reclaimed land.
Yeah.
You straight away laugh. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
It's relatable.
He says words that sing of your country. And if you think about it, that is a Singapore song.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, I just want to start the show this way. People have asked me, why do I want to film long-form podcasts? Let me tell you why. People used to take time to spend time with people. So I want to take time to spend time with people because you can't buy back time. And I have not spent much time with this guy in my studio over all these years, and I'm glad that he's here. And before I introduce him, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to read it right off my computer. And this, I quote directly from the NLB archives.
Oh my God.
And I quote, he is undoubtedly one of Singapore's most recognizable and prominent producers, singer, songwriter, and musician. He has been involved in the entertainment scene for the past 34 years. Since winning the National Talent Time in 1982 with his group, The Dissonant Affair, he has been involved in almost every aspect of entertainment. In 1986, he recorded and performed Count on Me, Singapore. It was the first national sing-along song, and One Hat still remains a favorite amongst many Singaporeans. Please help me welcome, there can only be one, the indomitable Clement Chow.
Thank you, Chris.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, great. That's a really old NLB.
It doesn't matter,
South
man.
Africa.
Because the moment anyone Googles, that's the first fucking thing that comes out, man. And it's so good to see you again. I haven't seen you in years, man.
Yeah, good to be seen, man. I haven't seen myself too. The way things have been going. Oh my God.
But you do know that you've been listed.
Yeah.
You are listed in NLB archives, right?
That's crazy. But when you say 34 years,
Yeah.
it is now 44.
Holy crap, they really haven't updated that.
Yeah, no, this is really old. Yeah.
So 44 years, huh?
I think 40, could be 44 going on to 45 already.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's been long.
Yeah.
Since 79?
Yeah.
Yeah, 80, around
79,
there.
86,
Yeah.
wasn't it? When Count on Me,
But that's
Singapore.
Count on Me, but
Yeah.
career-wise is way
79.
before that. Yeah.
Man,
way
I was
before
in
that,
primary
yeah.
3.
When I first went into MDC, came out Talent Time 1982. Now, that was basically a more visual thing. But I was already in NDP in 1980.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were you doing in NDP in 1980?
Driving vintage cars, looking like an old tauke,
Really?
with a friend of mine, Tony Kim, acting as my tai.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was your first thing that you've ever done for the NDP?
Yeah.
My goodness me.
See?
My goodness. I have this series going on, I'm doing my best to bring back these music icons of Singapore.
Okay.
I've had Gingerbread with me, Jason
Yes, I saw
Shahul
that.
and
Yeah,
Hussein.
yes.
Yeah.
My
And
good friends.
This is my way of giving tribute to guys like you, to guys like them. And I hope to have more of these guys come on the show because I think Singapore and Singaporeans have got to know, man, we were rocking those years, man. We were. Yeah.
Those were great days.
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys made Singapore so lively with all that music, man.
Very different. Yeah. They were gingerbread and all that, right?
Yeah. So you said you started in 79.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. I really want to find out because I really don't know.
Okay, sure. The things that lead one thing to another.
Exactly. So I think it's great for people to find out more about the poster child for NDP.
Don't laugh, please.
It's true, man. Clement Chow is a poster child for NDP. And this is an NDP special as well. I intend to have this, aired on National Day this year.
Poster child was once 27, and then now I'm 63. Good Lord.
Mate, you're not. That's not old. That is not old. Let's go back. Let's go way back, man. Let's talk about 63, right? I'm not going to go that far back, but let's start with, where did you go to school? I've always wanted to find out.
ACS. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Too bad. I knew your face would change.
Okay, I've always thought you ACS guys are a little confused. You know, don't know the English, whether you're Chinese. You know what I'm saying?
The principal still has to tell the parents. They say, remember, don't tell your kids it's okay to fail Chinese, huh? Because that's been our reputation. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
ACS? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Chinese not that strong?
No lah. I mean, for a lot of us, Chinese isn't our subject. We always come out from the exam,
That's why I said you guys are so confused.
Yeah, my friends always say, how's your Chinese paper? I said, soft.
Where do you go after ACS?
That was my last stop. Because ACS is all the way. Yeah, it's all the way.
Okay, so ACJC.
Well, JC was half a year.
Okay.
And then I kind of left that because I just had this creative streak in me which I needed to satisfy.
Right.
So I went into hairdressing and I went into interior designing. I've got a bloody, what they call, don't laugh. From Vidal Sassoon. I've got a cert from Vidal Sassoon. Yeah, London. Okay, bloody hell.
So if you don't look good, we don't look good.
and I did interior designing. So we had a shop. A friend of mine, Henry, we both combined, our talents and skills.
Right.
He too was like that. He was a hairdresser and an interior designer.
Okay.
So we started this place called Blades,
Blades, okay.
Yeah. So, and we were at that. This is a White Elephant place now, next to Peranakan Place. What do you call that? What center?
Oh, you mean where
the electronics are now? All that defunct place. It's a really in front of a bus. There's a bus stop in front. Right next to Peranakan Place. Okay, so you walk Center Point, Peranakan Place.
Emerald.
After Emerald.
Okay, which is Peranakan Place? Going up the Emerald Hill.
No. Yeah. So Peranakan Place is here, and Emerald Hill is this way.
Right.
But you go further down. There's a bus stop.
Okay.
And there's a Byland building. No, not Byland building. I don't know what building. I forgot.
Dude, man, I don't even recall that, man.
Yeah.
Way before my time.
Yeah. No, it's true. You probably won't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
was Center Point up yet, man? At the time.
Yeah, but it's become some place for electronics. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I haven't visited a place for a long time, but there's a bus stop in front where most people just,
Cuppage.
No, Cuppage is the other side.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the opposite end.
Oh, I see. Where the Orchard School used to be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I forget the name of the building. Anyway, but that's where we started.
So you started a hair salon.
81. Wow. I don't know. I was multitasking. I was in the army at the same time. Came out. Oh no, came out. Yeah. Then I was. Wow. We did many things during those years. It was all layered.
So you stopped before A levels to satisfy this creative craving.
Yeah, so went out, did my thing, and I worked with Michael Tan, who was a Golden Scissors Award winner.
Well, that's a term I've not heard in years, man. Golden Scissors, okay.
Yeah, and so, he had a salon in Tanjung Katong, so that I worked there for a while, but I couldn't. This is not my thing. I mean, because I enjoyed doing it, and, until, after a while, 4 walls, 12 hours.
Then you just felt that you need to break out.
It's not my thing. It's not my thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it.
Okay.
While trying to be creative. And then did interior designing. So we did a place called Sophia Lodge. That was the entire thing. But then we gave the whole business up because in 82 or 83, somewhere there, all the architects, right, went into a recession.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they became interior designers. And
that was a Black Monday time. That's 85 actually, right?
Oh, somewhere there.
Yeah.
And then there was a big fight, over... We used to do entire development, but then we were even fighting for a single bedroom.
Oh,
So
dear.
not very good lah. Then I
Okay.
decided, okay, I shall use my, skills for other things. So when you do stage designing, interior design is very useful
Oh,
because, you got sort of the engineer feel and as well as the design feel, you see. So it's practical. So when you design stages,
so you design stages.
yeah, I used to, for events lah. Then after that, but then that wasn't my thing. That was part of the skill that I
You've acquired, yeah.
so that we can use. But going back to 79, what happened is that's the time when I'm just about to enter to
NS.
yeah, NS, right? But prior to that, we were in school. I was part of the military band for a while, but the bandmaster was really good to us. He saw the potential. Few of us, even Sidney Tan and all that were all part of my group, Dr. Sidney Tan. So we were then given the opportunity to form a pop band. So a pop band in school is kind of unheard of lah in
Okay.
those days lah.
Right.
And the school actually bought drum set for us, gave us a music room,
Wow.
and we were called Symphony because there were 9 of us, 4 rhythm section, 5 blowers. Awesome. So we were like, that those days like Flybaits, that kind of
Right,
feel,
right.
So
Big sound.
yeah, big sound.
Yeah.
Big sound. And so we went on TV, we did
On TV?
yeah, youth.
How that happen?
So I forget the
Singapore Youth Festival.
I know. Okay, because we participated in the Brass and Woodwind Festival.
Okay.
In those days, it was like the band.
That was a big
band
thing.
explosion. Yeah,
Right.
it's the big thing, right? And we won 3 years consecutively.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but it was quite challenging, lah. But we did it. Pop Open, we swiped all all 3 years, and then. I think that's why we were invited to Youth Beat. This was the show.
Okay.
Yeah. I have pictures.
Youth Beat.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah. It was around that era. And then after that, what happened? Okay, so the judges, right, some of them were from MDC lah.
Right.
So when we enrolled into army, did our 3 months in Tekong.
Then you got posted to MDC.
Then my name came up and then say you got to go for audition.
Right.
But it's just formality lah.
Just for anyone that's watching and listening and you're not from Singapore, the Singapore Armed Forces used to have, well, they still do, but they don't call it that anymore.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
call it something else.
Yeah. We had this thing called the MDCs. It's short for Music and Drama Company.
Yeah, of the SAF.
Of the Singapore Armed Forces.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we were enlisted, and then I got my role, as an artist, and then that was
You auditioned and you got in.
2 years, and I was emceeing, dancing, singing. All cannot do, but have to do lah. Because so they punish you that way. So I never carried a gun, carried a mic.
But it's so funny, you know why? When I went into NS, I went to audition MDC.
Oh, really?
And I got it.
Really?
But I was just allowed
Oh.
to move. The unit didn't let me go.
Oh. Why? Because you're a healthy specimen, right?
I wouldn't say. I think we were short of manpower back then, man.
During those days, all the best 3 people all go there.
I think it was Richard Tan. Shout out to Richard Tan.
Okay.
He was the guy who auditioned me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got the spot, and I was quite glad. I really wanted to do it, but then again, as fate would have it.
Yeah.
So you got into MDC. So
And then that was the training ground, in the days.
was it a good training ground for you?
Yeah. It was fantastic. I think you learn a lot when you're in MDC, especially in the early days, because you learn to fight for the opening and closing items,
Right.
Because it's like a show. And we had variety and yet creativity. So you learn how to, create your costumes, go to find a place, go and sew the damn thing, and then come back, and then you got to learn the music arrangements and how to, who's going to do your arrangements for you, and then how the style of the song and the item.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things you learn because the band was one section, the dancers was one section,
Yeah.
the singers one section,
Right.
and then there are those who create
Right.
So that's how you get the idea of production, producing, and we were creative. In those days, we were very free to do all kinds of styles mixed together. So it's very hard to say unless you see the photographs, and then you go, "Oh my God, how come you can do this one?" Nowadays we don't see this kind of stuff, and it's very true.
Wow, I'm so envious, man.
Even today's group of youngsters in MDC, it's a very different world.
How so? What have you heard?
They know. I mean, when they do stuff, right? They've never seen the kind of costumes that we make. We were very Broadway, very Hollywood, very glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
But today, it's not like this. Yeah, it's a very different feel.
Right.
It's slick. It's a little bit more.
K-pop.
I don't know about K-pop lah, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of their shows.
Right.
But definitely during the music and drama company's 50th anniversary,
You guys were glitzy.
when we all came back, and then we showed all the old photographs.
Right.
Because some of us keep.
No, but I remember very well. It's in my day anyway, and I think it was definitely inherited. Back in my day from guys like you, right? It's still glitzy as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of artists and music that we can draw from.
Yeah.
And it's very, very colorful in those days. I just, whether it's Bacharach or whether it's Carpenters, whether it's, So to do that kind of thing and then do it Hollywood style, it's actually very nice.
Yeah.
And then a mixture of Western, Eastern, type of things. And there was going on a lot of that.
So would you say that the real foundation for Clement Chow, moving forward as the producer, the songwriter, the performer, was really more for MDC?
Yeah, a lot of it is from MDC. But even prior to that, I started singing as a kid in kindergarten. So my mom already made me do it because, she could.
Because she could.
Yeah. And music has always been my home. Because my father is very British in his ways.
Right.
Although he's from Indonesia. But so he just loves vinyls.
Right.
And he's left me 700 over vinyls.
Wow.
And they are very precious because the vinyls in those days, 33.5 RPM.
Right.
That means rate per minute, right?
Yeah.
They don't make those kind anymore because it's heavier.
Yeah.
In the old days, they didn't have those materials that could be lighter, lah.
Yeah.
But all the musicals from Anastasia, Showboat, King and I, the whole shebang.
Yeah, man.
Every night. My dad would be playing stuff like that. And then Glenn Miller.
Wow. Wow.
So all the jazz, Connie Francis, the country stuff, which...
So there's a whole lot of genre back in the day that he has.
Yeah. And it just plays every night.
Right.
Every day when he comes back from work or relax. It was the entertainment thing. And then both my parents sing. My mom plays piano as well. So, they do that lah.
Are they performers as well? Were they performers?
Sing in choirs lah,
right?
Like church choirs and all that. So even for me, my early years background, it was in church, but my church guys were awesome because the directors were all giggers. That means they all came together and they did talent time as well.
Right.
They were called Barber Queens, and that's the name of the group.
Right.
And really good harmony.
Right.
So I can't think of anyone better to have that kind of understanding of harmony in my younger days. And then they did musicals. But nobody does, church musicals lah, And they weren't, they were not religious in that way, that cheesy,
right.
But very, very swing and jazz, in the old days. The musicals, really nice,
I found a common thread here, bro. Having spoken with musicians on my show, right, a couple of them, even my last podcast from with a name I shall not name, and most of the influence first, not a base establishment, would always be mom, dad playing vinyls.
Right.
Really, it's always about, including for me.
Okay, there we go.
The influence is always on the vinyls being played since I was a kid. My uncles, they'll be playing. My mom even. From your Nat King Cole to, my God, Slim Whitman,
Oh, nice. Yeah, Nat. Yeah.
Nat King Cole, Slim Whitman, Charlie Pride, Marty Robbins.
That's a little further down the road, lah. Yeah. Okay.
So, it's the influence was crazy. I mean, of course, Elvis, my biggest influence.
Yeah.
So I find that there's such a common thread for musicians, guys like you, guys who got big, guys who got so known, right? Who became celebrities, right? I mean, you're a celebrity. That's a fact.
I didn't ask for it, but yeah, thank you.
But you are a celebrity, and I realize the influence always from the home. And I think that's fantastic.
It's good, when the home has a good environment.
Yeah, but today, what do you think? This is just an aside now,
Sure.
Your opinion. Today, kids sitting in front of the computers playing games. Yeah, they play music too. Like my son, he will play stuff.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he likes Kanye. Oh,
okay.
Gosh. Yeah, but he's quite an old soul too. One day I heard him playing My Way from Sinatra.
That's right.
I was like, what? What's going on? But do you think today in most average households, there's influence from, say, the folks playing music at home, in their home?
I don't know about folks playing music. I think folks playing music for themselves now. It's no longer like a sharing.
Yeah.
It's not a shared common thing.
Like, I got Spotify, I got family sharing, but everyone's listening to their own stuff.
Yeah, and everyone's on the phones, on the headphones, or whatever, So it's...
You're right. I think so. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So, okay, let's go back to your story. Sorry to just digress a little bit.
Nothing. Anytime you want to digress, it's fine. So trying to piece it back. Yeah, so after MDC, so all the 2.5 years which I was there training, then came out in 82.
Right.
So the guys in MDCs, heard of the Talent Time and we said, hey, let's put it together. They have a group. Okay. And then so we called ourselves the Dissonant Affair.
Yeah.
So the Dissonant Affair was born, and then we came together, Rosdi, Tahir, Tina Malati and myself.
Right.
Yeah, Rosli Hari Tahir, who passed on, unfortunately.
Okay.
Since then. So we won that year.
What do you guys sing? Remind me. I watched you guys. I just cannot remember what you sang.
Yeah, so we sang Gotta Get You Into My Life.
Oh, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind, Fire, exactly. And Sydney was our ranger, MD. And then that was when, what's his name? Iskandar.
Iskandar Ismail?
Yes.
Oh, the late, great Iskandar Ismail.
The late, great.
Oh, man.
He just came back. No, because I just worked with Indra, his brother.
Yeah, Indra,
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was trying to shuttle between the two brothers. So Iskandar just came back from Berkeley then.
Yeah.
Then he was the judge, one of the judges.
Right.
So I remember it was, great. I mean, I really enjoyed those years and all the variety that comes with Talent Time, There's a lot of harmony there going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
The whole Singapore we were hooked on Talent Time.
Yeah, I mean, and we were saying, all this, the soloists, the duets, and then do you remember this duo called, they named themselves Vaudeville?
Yes.
Vaguely. It was a black and white minstrel act.
Yes, I do.
But do you know who they were?
No.
That's why I cannot reveal.
Why? No, don't do this. Don't do this. It's a long time ago, man. Come on, don't do this. 82, right? This was?
Yeah.
Vaudeville, black and white minstrels, right?
Give a guess. They're very prominent today in the musical theatre scene.
Musical theatre?
Or the theatre scene. Very prominent. Just give a guess. You will know them. I tell you both names, you go, oh shit.
Theatre.
Yes. But they were creative days, where people paint their faces, look like, Tanya,
Because back then, there was a popular show on TV called the Black and White Minstrels. Remember
That's
that?
That's right, of course.
Yeah. So we know that they took a leaf out of that playbook.
Yeah. That was great.
Who are these guys, man? Who are they?
So,
Yeah.
Ivan Heng and Glenn Gui.
Holy shit!
They were never revealed because they were always in black and white.
They were vaudeville.
Yeah, they were vaudeville. Yeah, so nice, right? I mean, in the old days, vintage.
But I realized Talent Time was also a springboard. And Hussein, she was here on my show.
course.
And it was a springboard. It was a springboard for you too.
Yeah, she was the singer for ABU, right? A winner.
ABU, yeah.
Yeah.
Did she sing for ABU?
Yeah,
Wasn't that K. Hamid?
I think also.
There was a controversy about it. Hey, Will Xavier, don't get angry with me. He wrote the song, remember?
Yes.
There was 1 year.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, and he wrote, there was a beautiful song, I Will Love You.
Okay.
The guy who sang it and got the song through to the finals was Jad Ali.
Yes.
Then, for some reason, those powers that be at that time decided to have K. Hamid sing it for the finals.
Gosh, missing her. Yeah.
And then, where is she now?
Somewhere in the States, and I heard that she was doing accounts. And I was like, why?
Huh?
Yeah, but don't. It's just hearsay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't quote me because I don't know.
Anyway, it's on camera.
It's okay. Yeah. Well, but don't quote me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but people were quite upset because I have to admit I was one of them too, because I felt that Jad
Jad deserved it.
justified the whole song, man.
Yeah.
And he deserved it.
Amazing voice.
Yeah, but Will Xavier wrote a wonderful song.
Right, but
Yeah.
where is it now? You see?
That's the thing.
Yeah, all these songs,
Hey, Will, I got to have you in my show. I need to ask you that question. Yeah. I'm shouting out to you again. Yeah. Just to remind you, I still want you in my show. Yeah.
we can have burger again, Bill. Yeah. That was the last time I sat down with him and had Burger King.
Will is going to be busy for a while because,
Right.
but he'll be on eventually.
Good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So coming back. So Talent Time is a springboard, supposedly. It looks that way,
yes,
apparently.
it was. I mean, so when we won, definitely in the next 3 years was so busy, radio, television, and but that was just kind of when it happens. Yeah, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to go on.
Yeah.
And those days, the producers were all, very well known, Limsek.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
Limsek's mentioned again.
yeah. Okay, yeah, he's everywhere. Lah. Yeah. I mean, but he was very instrumental
Yeah.
in a lot of the old programs that happened in the 80s. Very good stuff, and what's the other? Never mind. I will remember.
Danny Ko.
No, another producer that was very JT Ko.
JT, yes. I
Ko
met
Janto.
JT Ko.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's been recently releasing all these old footages of us,
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, on his own, but it was amazing because, I've never seen myself this way, and I forget that we had this show or that show, and he's kept the archives. So he's put, a little.
Well, what's JT doing now? Retired.
Yeah, he's probably but he's got his own thing going
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a name I have not heard in ages.
Yeah. But love the man.
Yeah, I've met him once or twice.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good
Especially
guy.
when I got kicked out of SBC contests.
He's one of those also. I mean, no, he got out, and he's discovered that there's life outside of RTS or
SBC or TCS or MediaCorp or they just cannot make up their bleeding minds about okay.
So he's happy, So that's one thing. But so Talent Time is given us that springboard.
Yeah.
So that got us very visual.
Right.
From Chinese to Malay channels as well, and all the English programs.
But the next time something like that happened, when it became a kind of a springboard for many others as well, was years later when Rolling Good Times came out.
Yes.
Right?
Rolling Good Times.
Yeah, and it made some people. I just don't get it. For a long time, Singapore has not had something like this.
Yeah.
And I think it's so sad because it really, I think even to today, regardless, right?
Yeah.
Nationally, we would still go, whoa.
Yeah.
We're going to watch that.
I think if we did one today, I think the level of music and musicianship and performance
Yeah.
definitely be at a different place.
Yeah.
because of so much that's going on now. And, it'd be interesting, where the young would continue to support or see their own.
Your own friends, their own generation, kaki.
Yesterday, I was at the concert, right?
Right.
And they had a pre-concert before the actual shows.
Right.
And they had this band from Sota. All the kids are from Sota, 17-year-olds, awesome.
Really?
Beautiful. Watch them. Look out for them. I mean, of course, they are, the inexperience shows in a little here and there because, stamina and all that, but doesn't matter. They were good, musically, and they could do. Can you imagine 17-year-old girl coming up small size, and she's doing Through the Fire, Yeah, Shaka Khan.
Wow.
and,
really?
Yeah, and the music is powerful.
Ooh, yo.
Yeah. So all the young boys are learning, all the chops are very, it's not an easy song to play.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So it was really nice and I enjoyed it, enjoyed watching it. So they are the ones. And then you see the younger kids, look up to these people.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, that's the next generation.
Yeah, but next generation, but how are they going to get exposed? Because you no longer have great guys like Horace.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have...
But even people like, in your profession.
Right.
Necessary. I mean, those days, Larry Live, Susanna J. Teo, all these people,
right.
They would come on and they would just continue to mention and make aware
right.
all that was existing.
Right.
And there's a lot of buzz going on around, even, between all the MCs and the radio DJs and all that kind of. So there's a lot of that, which helps,
I don't know about that, Clement, because these days, right, from what I know, I might be wrong. I can stand corrected, but what I know is that you don't just play songs of artists. It's picked by another producer to play on your shift. So it's not like in the US, where you hear something good and you put it on, right? And then you give publicity to artists.
Right.
It doesn't happen that way here. At least from what I know. I can stand corrected if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So, and then you need to also have these people recording, right?
Sure.
And then, and then if you go with a label, might not necessarily be a good thing either, but you can also go independent. But not many people. I don't know. I don't think people.
Yeah, it's a very different route. It's no longer organic the way it just happens.
Yeah.
And now it's very planned. Everything is just
formatted, planned, and then we don't know whether or not there's going to be any governance on these sort of things, right?
Yeah. In the old days, I mean, the way things came up,
creativity could flow. Creativity could flow. Yeah.
It's like, wow, Farida Dola, in the old days, or wow, you hear names that Carol Ann Fernandez.
Carol Ann Fernandez. Yeah.
My God, I don't know where all these wonderful people are.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But back then when I was young, and then watching guys like you. Watching divas like Anne Hussein, listen to Kay Hamid, right? And not forgetting Anita Sarawak, right? And all these people. And I go, wow. You can just feel all that creativity oozing, This is like, to me, Singapore is like, this is a land for music, man.
Yeah.
It's not just the Philippines, man. Singapore could hold its own ground, And I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
So proud of that. Now that I'm speaking about that and feeling a little bit more nationalistic, let's go to the big elephant in the room. Count on Me, Singapore.
Okay.
The first ever sing-along national song.
Yes.
And to this day, very much loved. Yep. Of course, as the years gone by, we had Dick writing Home, which is a beautiful song.
Right.
I'm not going to take that away. To me, that's a great song too. But Count on Me, Singapore has got its roots, man. That in the times, in that period of time in Singapore, was when our true nationalism came to its full. I've never forgotten that.
Yeah.
And I remember, the NDPs were like in their own national stadium. And there was one particular one, was it the Jubilee anniversary?
25th.
The 25th, where the old national stadium, the 4 towers, the floodlight towers, were lit up like birthday cake candles.
Yeah.
And the whole stadium became a birthday cake.
Right.
And the things we used to do, man. People, you're so creative.
Yes.
Right? And the feeling of nationalism, stand up for Singapore, then count on me, Singapore. That was the era, man, where we were really growing as Singaporeans.
Exactly. That's the word.
Yeah.
Growing. I mean, it was a nation starting, starting up.
Then don't forget, as the years went by to 1990, right? We had the Malaysia Cup finals that we won. Right, with that team, the dream team that we had at that time.
Song, is it, what?
No.
Oh, later.
Later, this was Abasad, Fandi, Sundram,
of course.
Dong Hai, Malik Awab, these guys, David Lee, right? So that was like also part and parcel of that growth, right?
Yeah.
The feeling of patriotism, the feeling of great pride to be Singaporean. I've never forgotten that feeling. And Count on Me, Singapore, when the first time it came out on our television sets, was a very, very, not that you're old now, but a very, very young Clement Chow on this sampan with a paddle. Later on, at the end of this episode, we will be playing the original video of that song. So stand by, everyone. You got to watch this, and so that's at the end of the show. Yeah. So we got that one ready to play. Yeah. But I want to ask you, how did Count on Me Singapore actually happen? How did you get there? What was the story behind it?
Well, I mean, because I was working with Jeremy
Montero.
Yes.
Okay.
We had a studio, and doing a lot of jingles.
Right.
And one day Jeremy said, "Hey, we've got a national jingle to do." And recorded the song in 1 hour.
Right.
Vocally, and then that was done. And then I said, "Okay, thanks." I got paid what I should be paid,
right?
Because it's a national jingle. It was quite well, paid. And then after that, a week later, hey, Clement, they want you to do filming? I said, what filming? What are you talking about? I was like, got to get up 5 o'clock. No, alamak.
National duty.
Yeah. No, I didn't know I was.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know I was.
He just told you there was a call time. 5:30.
Yeah. Then you go, and then you're supposed. Then it was Willie Tang. I remember this guy.
Who? Sorry, his name again?
Willie Tang.
Willie Tang. Okay.
Who's the photographer? I mean, the videographer and photographer. It was really good. And I remember, like we had. That's why we went to Sembawang, and I revisited that place recently,
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it brought back a lot of memories because in the morning, right, when the sampan was going out, that particular area has a school of fish that would often jump.
Oh.
Yeah, so as I was rowing, I remember the fish would jump over my sampan. Yeah, it was quite amazing. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that was interesting, for the morning. And I was like, what else can I do, right? Except pretend to sing, mime the thing because they were playing loud, the speaker, and then open mouth.
So they were playing the speaker on the banks of...
I think so, if I remember correctly.
What place in Sembawang is this? This is a wet gap area.
No, it was a jetty.
Oh.
Yeah, a particular jetty.
Okay.
It was very nice. And they had this Bio house or something, I can't remember.
Bio house.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was called, if
Bio house is a makan place, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But, that's what it's called now.
Oh, okay.
Or defunct already.
Okay.
But it was that area.
What is a spot? Okay.
Yeah, that spot.
Right.
So it was nice. If I go back, and look, I probably will find some pictures But anyway, so I revisited that spot. 30 years later. So it was interesting. But because MediaCorp did a revisit.
Oh,
for me,
I see.
We went back there to film the place.
Right. So is that going to be released soon? I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it's been already released.
Oh, released.
It's an old program.
Okay.
Yeah, later. Yeah, but so much has happened. My God, I don't even remember all my. Yeah. So anyway, we
went to do the filming.
Yeah. Anyway, but that particular day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was next thing you know, it's over, and we were at I was with. Willie Tang has this amazing yacht.
Okay.
Yeah, with these black poles, black towering
For the sales, yeah.
And his yacht is, you can identify it anywhere lah.
Okay.
So I remember somehow all this connected somewhere and the experiences of it, but that's it lah. Yeah. So once that happened, next thing I know, watching a show on the cinema, and you see your own face coming out, no?
You mean you didn't expect it to be like that?
It was at 1,500 overtimes in the early years. And I remember we sold 120,000 cassettes. Cassettes. Oh my God. The word. All these youngsters will go, huh?
Tip.
What tip?
Tip.
Yeah. How to play, how to hear. And then there were, I don't know if there was ever a vinyl, but there was cassettes, that's for sure.
Okay. I know there was one because I bought one.
Yeah. So, and then it just went on. So like you were saying earlier on, these songs really capture a moment simply because when they first started, like Stand Up, for Singapore, Count on Me, and then We Are Singapore.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them have stories because it's rolled over time.
Yeah.
It's collected. Then, it becomes a bigger ball.
Yeah.
But it's the same song.
Yeah.
And then through history, this song has seen much of the change in Singapore from 80s till now. You know what I'm trying to say? And we just sang it yesterday. Oh my God, the crowd, crazy. I'll show you a clip later. Wow.
So people still love it, you see? It's evergreen.
Yeah.
How do you personally feel about the song? You?
Well, I mean, for me, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about a national message.
Yeah.
So when it came to me, this is what you represent. Now, I thought it was really, not to sound like, wow, you're so quiet, or patriot. No, but really the feeling of pride and just being able to stand there and represent the nation in a particular message. Because that's what it's about, Music isn't a preaching language, it's a reaching language.
Right.
So it reaches the people, and the government found it effective.
Right.
You see, so until today, they're still trying to find the right, but very hard to find the right song lah.
Yeah.
I think The Road Ahead was the one, most recent that has reached out properly to the young and old. Yeah. And it had a wide range. Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
So apart from Home, this was the later, what do you call Serving lah?
Yeah.
Which is, I love it.
I love it. I love Home as well.
Yeah.
Love it.
Of
Makes
course.
your hair stand, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's so these songs have now sort of been embedded in our national
identity.
And
culture.
Which is good.
Sure. But let me ask you, since you almost mentioned a full word, but you didn't. Patriotism.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to ask Clement Chow how much of a patriot you are, because you strike me, bro, to be one of those. Okay.
One of those.
Yeah. Real patriotic. Because why? Because you were very involved in Sing Singapore.
Oh, yeah.
In 2000 and Salute Singapore 25th anniversary.
Oh.
You are the poster child.
No, but there was all opportunities, right? Like Swing Singapore, Swing Singapore, or Sing Singapore.
Sing Singapore, mate, not Swing Singapore.
But there was Swing Singapore
There
too.
was Swing Singapore,
Wow.
yes. Can you imagine how fantastic life was?
Yeah, you close up the whole Orchard Road. Yeah. 12 stations of DJs.
Oh, on cherry pickers, man.
Yeah, and I was on the cherry picker right in the middle of Scotch Road, where Tangs was.
Yeah.
And I was right up there doing my thing, man. It was like so fun.
Yeah.
And, I have paper clippings of those things.
I told myself, because at that time I was too young to do that, right? I told myself one day I want to be on top of that cherry picker. Then fuck, no more Swing Singapore. What the hell? It's one of my things I wanted to do,
They should bring back this thing,
That's the thing. I mean, I was just saying, who the hell did I say this to? I was having a chat with Cyril Lim, MC.
Ah, yes, I know.
On one of my episodes, right? And I was lamenting about this shit, I mean, it's like in the past, not too long ago,
right?
pre-pandemic, right? We could walk down Orchard Road. There's so much shit happening, man. You got so many road shows, so many shows. I mean, you got Neon City Civic Center. Something's always going on.
Yeah.
Right outside the Paragon, even, right?
Yep.
And then, I mean, Orchard Road, man. I mean, it was great. Right? It's a great place to be in. And now, and I've been proven right.
Yeah.
I told Cyril, all that music, all that activity, right? All that fun that we used to do. Like, you remember, there was even a time where the last or first Sunday of the month, Orchard Road will be closed up for cars.
Okay.
And we could cycle on it, we could walk on the streets and everything.
Well, I don't recall much of that.
There was a time. There was a time.
Okay.
Oh, that was so unintended, but it was so natural. Okay, anyway, so... And I told Cyril, I said, look, but the difference is that when I walk down Sentosa, along Siloso Beach, pumping, man, music, pumping every step of the way. And then now, recently, a week or two ago in the press, they're planning to do a lot more of these at Sentosa.
Right.
Fucking hell. I mean, let's talk about Singapore, man, on mainland.
Yeah, because Sentosa feels there's not enough thunder, where they are. And they're very threatened always when the thunder comes out into the city, and not into Sentosa. But it's okay. That's whatever, it goes on inside, let them be that way. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, now you walk down Orchard Road, all you see are buskers.
Yeah.
And it's very...
Yeah, even now MediaCorp's having this competition for buskers.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with busking. There's nothing wrong with encouraging buskers. I applaud that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that we used to do so much more.
Yeah.
For budding talent in this country.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, the opportunities are very different now.
Yeah, now from Sing Singapore, you moved me to Swing Singapore. Let's move back to Sing Singapore.
Yeah.
So Sing Singapore and the 25th anniversary.
Yeah,
Salute
so you asked
Singapore.
about patriotism.
Yeah. So you're a poster child, man. I mean, don't you agree with that?
Well, I mean, one thing led to another. I didn't plan to be a poster child.
But when I say poster child, it means that you didn't plan it that way. I know that. But people, I mean, the powers that be, the people who are in charge of each and every year, they look at Clement Chow, they look at Clement Chow, they'll call Clement Chow. You are a natural poster boy.
Those were the days, yes.
Still today? You just had a concert yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Still a poster child, man. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm glad to be able to still do it, after all these years, to be honest. Because things change so quickly, move on so quickly. Yeah. Guess what? It's August. August 23. Where did the first 3/4 of the year go?
I know.
So fast.
Fast, man. Too fast.
Yeah, exactly. We all say the same thing, but it's true. We don't know how to slow down, and being quiet here in Singapore is an art.
Yeah.
Is an art.
I think so.
Yeah.
Outside of Sing Singapore and Salute Singapore, you did some funny stuff.
Like?
Tell me about Laughing Stock by Pony Canyon.
Laughing Stock?
Yeah.
What?
You were one of the lyricists for a song called It's Okay Lah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, It's Okay Lah was featured in the Walau Gang. Yeah. So we had 3 albums of Walau Gang, which you can find on YouTube,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of like but it didn't, how do I put it? You see, it was a spin-off from what's that?
Calypso.
No, the earlier comedy group,
the Copycat Clan.
Copycat Clan. Yeah. Now that was a cassette. and it was great. Yeah. I loved what they were all doing.
You think the young people you remember or know all this?
No, they don't know.
Copycat Clan was.
They don't know. Yeah, because you see today that kind of humor is plenty. Yeah. So it doesn't make an impact anymore. Yeah. But in those days, and it's the way the humor was put across.
Yep.
Clever, very clever.
Yeah.
So I love that. I mean, I used to do a spoof on that one, and I used to copy some of their material, you know.
Yeah, I remember I watched you on TV. There was one years and years and years ago, and you were dressed as a chef, and you changed the song from Sheryl Crow's All
yes.
I Want to Do.
My God.
All I want to do is have some fun. And you went, all I want to do is fry chow fun.
yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Wow. Now that you bring it up, good Lord.
Well, the purpose of me asking you about this, about it's okay lah, okay, is because I listened to that song.
Okay.
I did. I have to do my homework. I always do my homework before I have my guest here, right? It's due diligence and respect. It is more calypso.
Yeah, reggae.
I know.
Yeah.
And then there was one more. Singapore, a real fine country.
Country.
And that one is country.
Yes.
Right? It sounds like a country song. Well, it isn't like a country. It is in that genre.
It was meant to be.
I want to ask you, man, why?
Why?
Why? I mean, is it because we don't have a local sound, something that we can call our own? What do you think?
Well, I mean, in those days, that's why I think that the idea, it was mooted. It was actually the brainchild of Jeffrey Tan.
Okay.
There's this guy from SPH.
Okay.
And Jeff, Q Sin San, myself, three of us, we put it together. But I just felt, I was riding along it simply because, there were some things that, we could do, some things like for example, I had some freedom in writing certain songs, but a lot of the ideas came from Jeff.
Okay.
And I felt that, it could have been not so thought out, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you can't think humor.
Yeah.
It's just got to be
spontaneous.
Yeah, spontaneous. And also timing, how you deliver.
Yeah.
Is very important. But we were trying. In those days, there was a hole. After Copycat Clan, there was a hole. For local humor. Nobody has done local humor except us.
So what I'm curious to know from you, in your opinion, your vast experience, right? Clement, bro, do you think we have a unique sound that we can call our own?
What kind of sound? You're talking about humor or?
No, when you hear calypso,
or
you hear reggae, you think Jamaica. You think Caribbean.
Yeah.
When you hear country and western, of course, it's that part of America, right? So, does Singapore have its own unique sound, or are we still searching, or has anyone even bothered to search and discover or create? You once said the Singaporean sound is simply about Singaporean experiences.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what do you think? How can we culminate what you've said into building, developing, creating, inventing a sound? Could be new, but everyone can relate and say that's Singapore, that's Singaporean, outside of Singlish.
Yeah, well, take for example Mark Chan. He writes some pretty good Singapore songs. In fact, he has a song called In Singapore, which is, I think, very true to what Singapore is. Right. He's got great melody. It's pretty original to me.
Is there a beat that we can call our own?
No,
not just words. I'm thinking about a beat, for example.
Apart from
a style,
apart from mishmashing everything, that's the usual thing, right? You have some erhu playing in the background with tabla, and you have some, that
the people who did that, right? Let's look back. The people who did that with the erhu and the tabla,
tablas and
it started with culture. It started with Tokyo Square.
Yeah, that one is the
Then the same Kenny, I think.
Yeah.
And then after that, the same guys moved over to form another band, Culture Shock.
Culture Shock, correct.
With Douglas when he was getting really big when he was much younger then, in Rainbow.
Yeah,
right?
Kenny C, yes.
Yeah, and then after that, it became Culture Vulture.
Yes, that's with Martin, I think.
And then stopped.
Exactly.
Right? So there was no continuity, but we were getting somewhere, don't you think so?
Yes. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, for them, it was fortunate because they had opportunities that they will never get again.
Yeah.
Today they're all, big time MD producers for Ame and all this.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have a different arena.
So don't you think that today's producers should pick something up like that and then encourage the younger lot in the music business today? Not many of them, though, I think. To just continue this.
No, but I feel like instruments don't make an identity, because our instruments are all, from everywhere, from India, from, China, from Malay, Malay cultures and all that. So we are a melting pot.
Right.
So if our sound is like that, it's like that. So that's how I feel. But, take, for example, Marco's, song, Mark Chan's song.
Right.
In Singapore, he writes about, the reality of Singapore. It's more than the food and the price you pay. It's the friends you're living with every day. Words like that. Or the sea's getting further each day. Which is reclaimed land.
Yeah.
You straight away laugh. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
it's relatable.
He says words that sing of your country. And if you think about it, that is a Singapore song. To me, which I feel like, that sings of the everydayness of your own culture, which is important.
Right.
You see, that's why, just to sidetrack a little, I really like Jose Marichan from Philippines, because he depicts the Filipino everyday culture.
Right.
Whether it's in love, whether it's in just the street, and it's walking by and the faces, going by him. There's a lot of imagery, that people don't write about. You see?
So it's more the words rather than the beat.
Yeah, see, music is just neutral.
Yeah. How you orchestrate it is up to you.
Yeah, muse is spirit, right? And so what makes it Singaporean?
Yeah.
It's just you as a Singaporean living and expressing the everydayness of your surrounding. That could be Singaporean. Or, and if you happen to hear a lot of Erhu or
Gucheng
or
Tablas,
whatever, then you add in, that's you, because that's what your surrounding has been like.
Right.
So the expression of that is what makes Singapore music lah.
Right.
Not just having to say the word Singapore, but the fact that any Singaporean who like I said, seas getting further each day, you laugh straight away, because why? It's true. We're trying to expand. We're going to put 6 million people and more. So what happens now? From here. But one thing I'll say, the younger generation all want to sound like someone else, which I feel like really, some really sound good, like you can sing like that person, but you're not that person.
Right.
In the end, you need your own identity.
Yes.
And we don't have enough of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has Clement Chow have been up to in recent times?
Recent times, oh my God. I'm still, I'm semi-retired, if I put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. But I still do things that I enjoy. What I mean by enjoy is that's meaningful, that will help someone else.
Okay.
So like in COVID, during the COVID years, I was helping the ST Pocket Money Fund. Raise funds, Autism Resource Center.
Right.
I helped we did a project with Singapore International Foundation. Where the frontline, we brought back this old idea of telegram singing.
Oh,
have you heard of it? So like if your relative is in the front line,
right,
and you want to give a message,
right? You send a singing telegram.
Yeah, singing telegram, and you say, hey, from you, okay, Chris, to Mary, say,
right.
And Mary, take care, keep strong, whatever. And here's the song that I want to dedicate to you. Right? And I get Rahima to sing. And suddenly, she opens the thing and goes, hi, Mary, this is Rahima. And I'm going to sing this song for you. And the message is from Chris.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so we did that, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I can
my
imagine,
God.
man.
Oh, the amount of
Recording.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not
ridiculous.
only that, but we
Yeah.
can't sing whole songs. So
Right.
that's the good thing
Yeah,
because
yeah.
copyrights.
Yeah.
So we did short versions.
Yeah.
So it's like AGT lah, American Got Talent. You
Yeah.
know, all the shorter versions. You know,
Snippets.
straight away go to
Yeah.
the big sound already, so it was fun lah. But it was challenging. I mean, but meaningful.
Right.
So a lot of people got, and then recently I've been working with a few more charities like Ray of Hope. They are crowdfunding place and, raised money as well. Did a concert there, and then there's a new place also which just opened. It's called Equal Dreams, and they are a campus that houses 250 over rental flat kids.
Oh.
Yeah, so these kids are, have been interviewed, have potential, and these guys give them 6 years of tertiary education free.
Wow.
Yeah, to see their dreams come true. But it's a tall order lah.
Yeah.
For the kids lah. So once the kids come in, they live there like a boarding school, but weekends go back and see parents. So I did a musical, with them and raised good money, for them to carry on. And then recently, what was my last project?
Doesn't sound as if you're semi-retired, man.
No, but these are fun lah.
I know.
And
I know.
I've been.
It's good work. It's good work. Yes.
Yeah, and there are a few other things which I am not, saying yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a musical coming up as well.
Okay.
I'm doing for Changi General Hospital, celebrating 88 years. So they are already on the way. I love the energy. The nurses, oh my God.
Well, you
love the energy.
You're still like a little bit like Peter Pan, man.
Yeah.
You're still young, man. And you at a heart. Look at you. You're so jumpy about all this. You're so so full of life about this. It's amazing.
Well, I have to. You got to live.
No, but I'm happy to see you like this, bro.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
I am. I really am.
Not
really
easy.
am. I'm sure it's not. So, we have to end the show.
Okay.
It's been more than an hour.
Is it?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
I said, old farts can talk, man.
It happens all the time. Every one of my guests, has it been more than an hour? Yep. Because it's always about when we have good, when we have a good conversation, it's great, right?
Right.
Just one last question. What is your one wish for Singapore?
Yeah, wow. Loaded question.
Well, it's a question. I wouldn't say it's loaded or not.
Well, I mean, I have many wishes, but I suppose, to really be able to have, to listen to the ground, and to be able to hear what people are
Feeling,
really.
Okay.
I mean, because you can listen and not hear.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of that going on. And I wish that Singapore would be, if we came together in a way that, there's a lot more, understanding,
empathy.
Okay. And I think we can continue to move on.
Yeah.
Because it's never easy. Where we try to build a society and we are small with limited resources.
Yeah.
But certainly I wish the best, for our country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'm so happy. You cannot imagine. I've had so...
Actually got a lot more to say, but then hour up already.
Next NDP. It's been great, man. I mean, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have had this chat with you. I've so much more insights. As a matter of fact, all these years, I've not known so many of these stories.
Well, actually, there's a whole lot more. Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, this will be a two-parter, man.
Yeah.
But this is my way of honoring you in my tribute to music icons in Singapore, and you're certainly one of them.
Thank you.
So really, I'm really honored to have you on the show today. And also, this is our National Day special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I hope you guys have had a great NDP parade, enjoyed the parade. And now that the parade is over, please do enjoy this episode. And from all of us here at CCBTV, happy National Day to all my fellow Singaporeans.
Happy National Day! Woo!
Majulah Singapura.
Majulah!
See you soon and have a great one. Oh, I forgot. As you are celebrating NDP, you got to make sure that you have some of these munchkins called vades from Gordon's Vades, yeah? Make sure that you have them. Order it early so that it can be delivered to you for National Day. Ooh. These are the best vades in the damn land, let me tell you, okay? So NDP is nothing without Gordon's Vades. So make sure that you get online or you can WhatsApp them. And It was on screen just now. Just rewind it back and give them a buzz. Yeah. Thank you again, Gordon's Vades. Thank you, VJ, as usual. Sorry, I almost forgot, but I got it done. Once again, people, have a great NDP. Bye-bye.
Bye.
A vision for tomorrow. We have a goal for Singapore. You and me will do our part. Stand together, heart to heart. Show the world what Singapore can be. There is something down the road that we can strive for. We are told of things to hold that we can try for. There's a spirit in the air. It's a feeling we all share.